Hello, beautiful souls. How are you today? So, I've been practicing my remote viewing and going to the most craziest places, weird and wonderful things are happening. So, remote viewing is something that has been around for centuries. And everyone has a different name for everything, but there's military soldiers that have been trained on remote viewing. There's so many different governments that have they've disclosed now that they had programs where they trained people to remote view. So pretty much you're just using the quantum field, so you can explain it scientifically through quantum entanglement, the subatomic particles of everything are connected. So what I'm doing is I'm locking onto a frequency wavelength. So I'm looking onto a resonant frequency of something that I want to observe. So the more you practice, the clearer everything gets. So it's super fun. I find myself just doing it randomly. It's like my higher self sometimes will kick in, another part of me will just kick in and just do it. And then also my human side likes to practice as well. Like the Jozee likes to just have fun with it. But I feel like it's not learning how to do it, it's remembering how to do it. And we can all do it, honestly. We are all the source energy, we are all particles, waves, and beyond that we are consciousness. So we're in like this consciousness, the source energy is kind of one consciousness that's broken down into layers upon layers, creating individual consciousness bubbles, but you're still part of the whole consciousness. So you're kind of connecting, you can connect with any part of source energy, any part of the universe and beyond the universe, any part of yourself in a parallel reality. So you're just through quantum entanglement locking onto a frequency wave, I call it. I mean, sure, other people call it that too, but there's so many different names, scientific names. But quantum entanglement for now can explain it until we go that next level, that deeper level of science, bringing it down into, there's got to be far more than quantum physics. But anyway, for now, let's stick let's stick with the quantum physics. So I find myself I remote view as well as take my consciousness around the world. So what I was doing is I was finding, or I'm still finding, automatically I'm going around clearing toxic air. At the moment, there's been a lot of toxic air happening, and with the wildfires, and everything, wildfires. Why I'm saying wildflowers as well was because when something is energy, you can alchemize it. So you shift it to uh, create a different form of matter. So when something's toxic, I go around and I shift it to something that's not as toxic, like wildflowers. So I visualize that toxic air turning into wildflowers, which feeds the animals, is beautiful for humans to look at, helps the bees keep buzzing, all all things like that. So I have been flying around with my consciousness. It's not really even that you're going anywhere, because you just bring everything to you, because everything is here right now. So I bring those frequencies right into me. And so I go around clearing. So, and I also visualize, say if it's like the wildfires or the fires in California, then I visualize rain, like I ask elements, so the elements of water, and I also ask the air, earth, wind, everything to help. You just got to be careful sometimes when you visualize stuff. So if all of us are visualizing downpours of rain, we also don't want downpours of rain because that can cause major flooding as well. So we really need to be specific on what we are creating. Like, we want enough misty rain to dilute and calm, get rid of fires, but we don't want full downpour because that can destroy things as well, So we've just got to be a bit more specific, because what happens is, I remember once Australia had a drought for a very long time, and everyone's praying for rain, praying for rain, praying for rain. Then they had major flooding, which destroyed a lot of stuff as well. So we really need to think about how we're balancing. Instead of praying for downpours of rain, or putting that visualization out there, we need to just create enough to calm or put out the fires rather than create flooding. So yeah, it's just touches, just being a little bit tweaking it, making it a little bit more specific. So what I found was I was remote viewing, and my consciousness was flying around to all of the grid lines. So the grid lines, Earth has grid lines, ley lines, and so I was unlocking the old, what a lot of people call it the old matrix system of control, and just unlocking it to let more of the angelic realms come in, and the cosmic energy to come in, and the healing light energy of source to come in. So I was going around visualizing flying around Earth, unlocking all of the ley lines, and I can kind of see them like sacred geometry. Kind of, there's these triangles, and it's like the triangles kind of pop open, and then this light just kind of goes actually up from Mother Earth's core and connects with the cosmic energy, the angelic realms, the higher realms, and it comes shooting down, and there's all these light beams of light like flying into Earth. Ooh, gives me chills. So the healing energy is just coming in, but because there is so much light on the planet, it's also bringing up the underground, the underworld, what we would call it, was all the quote unquote negative aspects of all of us. Pretty much everything is coming out. So there's no hiding it anymore. So that's why we've got full disclosure this year, disclosure of everything. And normally, people would get away with stuff, but now people aren't going to be able to get away with the things that they used to get away with. So while I was doing this clearing of toxins, I was flying my consciousness, remote viewing. All of a sudden, I found myself at the Vatican, the underground tunnels. I don't know if you call them, not really tunnels, they're pretty nice. The Vatican vaults. And wow, there were remote viewers everywhere. I've never seen it like this before. So normally you just be your consciousness, your remote viewing, different aspects. You find yourself, sometimes you will just get drawn. I don't know if the universe kind of takes you somewhere to show you, or your higher self or your guides take you to show you. But I found myself, the Vatican vaults, wow, so many people trying to look in, sneak in, decode it, and see what's inside. And pretty much what I can see is a lot of scrolls, ancient tablets, a lot of things that we thought had been destroyed, bits that have been, just ancient things collected from all over the world, even stuff that's not from Earth, even there's like modern technology, really modern from multi-dimensional beings, things like that. That's in there as well. It's not just the ancient earth stuff. It's stuff from all around the universe. And people are getting closer and closer. They are getting in, pretty much. They are getting in to look, but they were getting kicked out. Vatican has got a really major, what do you call it? It's a frequency system. And also they've got these beings like reptilians, other beings that will just kick you out. And then now I can see they're all like, they're just getting frustrated. They're just like, there are so many people trying to get in. It's like they're decoding. It's like people like on computers, like decoding the Pentagon or something, like trying to get into the systems. And this is what's happening. People are trying to get into all the systems, but they're not even doing it on a computer now. They're doing it with their mind because they've remembered how to remote view, or they've rediscovered, there's so much disclosure now on remote viewing, and that anybody can train to do it or remember to do it. So now everybody's trying to get in. And it's breaking down the old systems. The old systems are collapsing and they can no longer hold it. And there's all this amazing information in these vaults. But the individuals, I don't really want to say, like, there's reptilians, there's greys, there's good greys and greys that are playing on the darker side. So, and there's many different kinds, so I don't want to say those are negative, those are good, positive, negative. Remember, everything is source energy. It's just, there's a game happening here. Some are playing the negative game, some are playing the positive game. I just did a remote viewing channeling on why souls are bad, why some souls want to come in and play the bad guy, quote unquote. So I'll put that up hopefully on my next video. I will record that one about why souls, I asked the Keepers of Wisdom from the 13th realm, why souls would come in and play the negative game. But anyway, so we're in the Vatican underground tunnels, underground vaults, and I can see that they're getting close, very close to being discovered, very close to people breaking in. And, you'd ask, well, why wouldn't they just destroy everything? Why wouldn't these individuals and beings and malevolent, negative, that it could have been controlling and manipulating, why wouldn't they destroy all this information? But they like to have it, I couldn't quite get the right wording, but it's kind of like showing off, like, look what I have all of this good stuff and you didn't have it, and you haven't seen it, and I've had it this whole time. Like, it's like they just don't even really care about getting caught. It's just like, look what I've got. I've got all the good stuff, some of the best stuff in the world. And yeah, I don't know, it's weird. It's very hard to explain. They just don't care. Yeah, they don't really care about being caught. I don't know if that's the egoic kind of, or just don't care. I just don't know if they have the emotions. It's like they've blocked off their certain, like, chakra systems, like the heart chakra is kind of blocked off. It's like they are source energy underneath it all, but they've put so many layers on that they can't feel that love and light and that source energy anymore. So they've shut down a lot of their chakra points, so they can't feel, and they just don't even care if they get caught. They just want to be the ones that have, that control and have everything. So yeah, super, super interesting. So I ended up, so I just can't believe how many people were remote viewing the Vatican, honestly. So then I ended up at another location, and the guides won't actually tell me where the location is. I can see a mountain. It's not Mount Shasta. Mount Shasta. It's not Mount Shasta. It's a mountain, but it's underground, but it's not underground tunnels. It's like it more looks like what a room in the Vatican would look like. And there's these snake eyes kind of behind. I don't know if they just symbolize reptilian eyes or Draco eyes. And there's just beings, individuals, a lot of reptilian beings. There's these AI beings that are combined. They're not pure AI. They're kind of, I mean, do you say organic? Because what is organic? What's not organic in the universe, to be honest? Because everything is created, but it's created from mind. Yeah, it's like there's AI beings with, do you say flesh and blood as well? There's robot beings. Honestly, it's like Star Wars. It's crazy. So they're all in this. What I saw was they were all just really frustrated and really over it. They were just like, we can't keep up with this anymore. Like they're just trying. They're trying. It's like the last ditch efforts, trying to control, trying to manipulate, and they can't. And they can't. And a lot of them are really frustrated, like they just want to show themselves now. They're sick of hiding. A lot of these individuals, like certain reptilians, have been hiding in underground tunnels, and they're really sick of hiding. But what the guides show me is a lot of people living in a third dimensional reality can't actually see these beings because they were in a 4D, fourth dimension reality. The reptilians and other beings were in 4D. So a lot of humans couldn't see. So it was okay for some of them to come out a bit because they couldn't be seen. But as human consciousness was ascending and frequencies and light were getting higher, then more and more humans could start to see. Then they would just have this feeling like something's not right about that person. See, a lot of the beings, they've got this technology that there's like similar technology on movies where they can create this mask. They put out this frequency that deceives people to make beings look human, but they're not actually human behind. And now all this stuff's failing, and they just want to come out and be seen now. And they're really getting annoyed that they're having to hide. But what's happening, is just full disclosure. They're just, everything they try is it's either being shut down or it's just so obvious now. Everyone's like, what is going on? Like, how have we been controlled, or how can they even be doing this? So by people just questioning everything now, they can't get away with it for much longer. But this is the year of their last ditch attempts. So what we have to realize is that when we put out anger or frustration, we are feeding the flames. So it's kind of like, what's that fuel? Like you can buy fuel to squirt on fire, or wood to squirt to make the fire go. So our anger and frustration is like we are fueling, we're squirting petrol or whatever on the fire. So what we need to be doing, we are the light workers, the star seeds, the ancient souls. We are working with light energy, and we are anchoring the stability of the light onto the planet. So if we can really work on not getting angry or frustrated at everything that's coming out, on everything that's been going on, if we can really keep ourselves calm and just, we don't have to be happy about it. No way, we're not happy about it. We are observing it. We are observing it, and we are creating the new earth frequencies. So we are anchoring the higher light frequencies. So we are giving unconditional love to what is happening, and we are anchoring our highest timeline on. Okay, so there are nefarious individuals that have been doing this. They've been here this whole time. It's nothing new. So many people have they've seen what's been going on, and they've been told that they're tin hat people, or they're conspiracy theorists, or they're crazy, or they've been put in jail. So this has been going on for a very long time, but a lot of people have still been, we've been asleep. We've had the frequencies that have been really like holding us down, locking us into lower frequencies so that we're in a slumber. There has been so much going on, and that is fine. That is part of this crazy game that we are playing. So just observe, okay? So everything's coming out. Observe it with unconditional love, because like I said, as soon as you get angry, sad, frustrated, worried, it is going to lock it in and fuel that fire, fuel that energy, and make it bigger and bigger. So what we want to do now is we want to focus on the new earth solutions. So just think about, what do you want? We want free energy, equality for all. We want to come together so that we can put all the pieces of the puzzle back together and create this amazing world where everybody's abundant, everything's sustainable, everybody has, beautiful, yummy food, everybody gets to do a bit of traveling, everybody gets to do, something they love, everybody gets to enjoy life, everybody feels wellness, everybody enjoys each other's diversity, they see the beauty, they see the soul that resides within each one. So yeah, I know it seems crazy and overwhelming at the moment, but it's a super exciting time. So if you want to practice remote viewing, have a little play. I just had a session with one of my mentors, Caroline Corey. Wow, she is super awesome. She's amazing at remote viewing. She has done many films, directed and produced many films. She's done Superhuman, which has a bit of remote viewing on it, and she's also creating Superhuman 2. Super exciting. So wow, some impressive people, isn't there, that we are co-creating with. And so I was asking her about remote viewing, but to be honest, she started talking about my star seed, my star origins. So that's a whole nother video. So yeah, practice remote viewing. Just think of somewhere that you would like to view and start to see, like, think or feel, sense, see, does it have trees, or does it have water, or, what can you start to pick up? What can you feel? So yeah, have a play with it. But thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you for being the anchors for the new earth. You are the way showers, and I know some people will think you're nuts talking about stuff like that. I had someone, I did a little shorts video about remote viewing the Vatican, and someone said, "You need help." And it's so funny that obviously that's active within my frequency. I can't blame them for saying that, because I must have had it active within my frequency of, still, am I crazy? Because this stuff seems so out there, honestly. But if you, yeah, I have spoken to people that work at the Pentagon, military. I've watched so much about disclosure, and there are all these documents that have come out about how they trained soldiers in remote viewing all over the world. They were doing it, to get to know what other countries were doing, like what other countries were doing for like war and what weapons they were creating, things like that, like crazy stuff. But there's other things you can do with remote viewing for fun. And also you can take your consciousness around the world and help spread the love, the good vibes, and heal Earth. And it's everybody's choice if they want to access that frequency of love and peace. But at least you've put it out there for them when they are ready. So, you're, and it makes you feel good too, honestly. If you're putting out the love, like what you put out there, you get back. So if you're putting out love and peaceful vibes and unconditional love, you're getting that unconditional love back. So yeah, it feels really good, and it can energize you. So yeah, what helps the collective also helps you. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me. I'm Jozee from Lily Leaf 11. Please like and subscribe. Peace to you all, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.